We're with Hunter Beirne and assistant coach Ava Edmonds from the SPU Falcons. Hunter and Ava and the rest of the team getting ready for a non-conference game against PLU on Tuesday night. And this is a coming full circle kind of a thing. Hunter's very first college game and Ava's very first college game were against each other during that rather surreal pandemic season in 2021. Hunter, let's start with you. What do you remember about that night, just getting out there to play, the way everything that was going on in the world at that time?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. It was weird to have nobody in the stands, and the bleachers were back, so it was kind of an odd amount of space in the gym, and it was just, we didn't really know what the season would look like. We didn't know how many games we were going to play, so I think we were all just taking it in and making every game count that we were able to play, and I know I was super excited. It had been a while coming off my ACL since I'd played, so I really just was taking it all in, excited more than anything, for sure.
Okay. And Ava, what do you remember about that, and maybe the van or the bus ride up here to play?
Yeah, I was really nervous coming up. We had a long charter bus ride up here, and just sitting there stirring, nervous for my first game, but it was definitely odd being in almost an empty gym, and the benches are all spread out, and so the teammates were like sitting pretty far away from each other, but it was still a really good experience to actually get out there and play a different team, because at that point we had been practicing just with our own teammates for so long, so we just took it as, you know, a great opportunity to get a competition in and make the most of what it was.
Okay. Hunter, you got off to quite a start. You were 7 of 8 that night and hit your first 7 shots. What do you remember about that first game?
I remember the feeling when the first one went in. I was like, okay, I think it kind of steadied me. I think I was nervous up until that point. And then if you hit your first shot, I think in any game, doesn't matter how old you are, you feel good about going into your other shots. And I remember I was playing with a lot of experienced players, and so it put me at ease being on the court with them. And yeah, I was just excited. I love competing, so I had a great time that game for sure.
Okay. And Ava, that was your first college game as well. You were 6 of 10 that night, 2 of 4 from downtown. What do you remember about that?
Yeah, I was really nervous because our starting 5, who was a senior, was still coming back from injury. So with her being out, I got this starting spot, which again was not super prepared for, but I took advantage of it and honestly just kind of went out there and tried to do as much as I could. I remember feeling super winded at times coming out, and but I just continued to keep my motor going and just try to take advantage when I could and play without fear. So it was a lot of fun.
Okay. Now, do you remember seeing Hunter out there that night when she was hitting all those shots?
I do. I think for both of us it was interesting because it was both of our first games, and so from our side we were prepared for a lot of the returners, but Hunter's name was not one that was brought up, and so I kept hearing it over the PA and I was like, who is this girl? So I do remember that a lot, and just being like surprised by you, I guess, coming out.
All right. And Hunter, how about you? Do you remember playing against Ava out there?
Yeah, same sort of thing. Obviously, you prepare for the returners, and you only have a scout on so many players. And it was already odd because it was COVID, so watching film wasn't what we would do now, where we all sit in a room together and watch it. So coming in, I think it was kind of the same thing. We're like, who is this girl that's hitting these shots? And yeah, I think nerves were high too, so it was like a lot going on all at once, a lot to take in.
All right. And now you got to work with her as a coach. What's that been like for you?
It's been great. It's I think everybody who plays loves when they have a coach who plays themselves, played at a similar level, and it's just cool when you get somebody younger. You feel like you can relate to them in a different way than other coaches.
Sure.
And we've really enjoyed having her, and she really goes above and beyond. It's a lot of work, especially with it just being her and Karen. So we're super appreciative and love having her.
Okay. And Ava, how about you? You're coaching everybody, but you also get to coach a player like Hunter. What's that been like for you?
It's been awesome. Her leadership has just been great. It's made my job, honestly, a lot easier, just like having you be a player coach, essentially. And the leadership is, I knew coming in that you would be the leader and somebody that I would go to as a coach, as far as like kind of getting an idea of how the team's feeling and what we need and stuff. So it's been awesome to have you as just somebody to work with and talk to and have that relationship with.
Okay. And what's it going to be like for you playing against PLU tomorrow now?
It's going to be so weird. I've talked to some of the teammates, or my former teammates, and they're all super excited. I think in a sense, like, I want us to get the dub, but I want some of them to play a good game. So that's kind of my feeling, but it'll be good to be in the gym with them again and just see them for the first time in a while.
All right. All right, ladies, thank you so much, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thanks, Mark.
All right.